Who are the Mythbusters? Adam Savage
I'm making a rocket out of meat.
and Jamie Heineman.
I'm so excited.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience.
That's what I'm talking about.
Joining them, Carrie Byron,
I'm a piñata.
Grant Imahara,
Don't say anything.
and Tori Belleci.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test. First up, the Mythbusters are going to have a blast.
All right, guys, I've got a fun little experiment for you to try out. I was just doing this photo shoot with FHM, and it seems to coincide with an internet phenomena of people taking 2-liter bottles of soda and dropping chewy candies into it for boom, big explosive.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's all over the net. It creates some kind of geyser that comes out the end of the soda bottle, right?
Yeah, and every time I've seen it on the web or on television, they've trot out an expert to tell us why it happens. And all of their explanations are amazingly different. None of them agree with each other.
So we're not going to test whether or not this occurs.
No, we know that it occurs.
Yeah, we're going to have to check out whether these various explanations are correct, though.
And which one is correct, if any.
Okay.
But it's these guys, the EP Birds from Buckfield, Maine, that up the ante. Using 101 bottles of Diet Coke, 523 Mentos, and the sort of choreography normally only seen in Vegas, they made the ultimate fizzy fountain. But controversy rages as to why this reaction occurs. And where there's controversy, the Mythbusters can't help but wade in.
So I guess it's up to us to inject a little science into the proceedings.
You mean like, is it something in the soda or is it something in the candy?
Exactly.
Okay.
But first, you know I have to try this out for myself.
Yes, I do.
And try it out you shall. With a scale marked out on the wall to gauge the height of his maiden flight, Adam is ready for launch.
So apparently all I have to do is that. Whoop, and drop them in. Are you ready? I've never tried this before. Wow! That was like 10 feet.
The 4 Mentos are dropped in, and then, as reliably as Old Faithful, the geyser erupts.
That is cool. I think we're gonna have to try that a whole bunch more times.
It's a ton of fun, but the Mythbusters' mission is to find out exactly what's going on inside that bottle.
Hey, look at that!
Well, amid the chaos, it's clear that this foamy fountain has something to do with the cola's fizziness. And to find out more, it's over to our resident fountain of knowledge.
The gas component of this soda is CO2, and we want to know what role it plays in this cascading effect that we see when we drop these candies in. So the one way that I know of to figure this out is to actually remove the gas. And we should be able to do that by just agitating the soda until it fills up this balloon. And then once we've removed all of the gas, if we drop the candy in and we don't get any reaction, we'll know that it was because of the gas. Let's see what the candy does now. Not a thing. No CO2, no foam.
So carbonation is the first crucial ingredient on the cascade checklist. But surely there's more to this Mentos mayhem.
What's up?
Well, we need to determine what else other than CO2 is at play here. So we
If anything.
If anything. So this is plain soda water, and all it's got in it other than water is CO2.
Well, and this is the Diet Cola, and it's got the whole bunch of other stuff. So if CO2 is the only factor, these two things should spurt the same height.
Yeah.
All right, let's try them out. Ready? 2, 1.
Well, that's pretty clear.
That's pretty clear. The Diet Cola, there's definitely something more going on than just the content of CO2 in the candy. Because the Diet Cola went like 5 or 6 times as high as the soda water.
So CO2 is not the only culprit in the cola cascade. The plot thickens.
You know what? I think it's time we concentrate on the soda now.
I agree. And you know, we actually have a couple of questions to answer here. One is whether or not diet soda is actually the best performer. We just have been taking that on faith, but we should test as many sodas as we can get our hands on to really see if that's true. And if it is true, what is it that's in the diet soda that makes it the best?
It's time for a Soda Stream showdown. This bevy of beverages is about to compete in the inaugural Soda Fountain Olympics.
First one up is sugared cola. 3, 2, 1.
With a control of 5 Mentos, regular Coke reaches 1.5 feet. Paltry compared to its diet counterpart.
Oh, that's a nice one, 10 feet.
That was 10 feet. That was nice. Here's soda one. Are you watching? I call that about 3 inches.
There's a lot of interesting dynamics here that I don't really understand, actually.
No, I don't either. Let's try the diet lemon flavored soda.
So regular soda and diet soda lead to different cascade heights. But with the same amount of gas in each bottle, it's clear that the speed of the reaction is down to the specific ingredients in the Diet Coke. The question now is, what are these ingredients? Adam and Jamie are trying to figure out the theory behind the chaos when Diet Coke and Mentos meet. Our super sleuths have found the ingredients in the soda that cause the fountain to froth. But what do the Mentos bring to the party? Adam has checked out the Mint Mentos ingredients, and he's narrowed down a suspect or two that may be of interest: gum arabic and gelatin.
Let's pour in this gum arabic and see if it makes the water want to release more CO2 faster. And so it does. Look at that. I'd call that a reaction.
Sure enough, both of the ingredients cause bubbles to burst forth. But there must be more to the Mentos magic than that.
The most common theory about what's going on in this reaction between the candy and the soda is what's called nucleation. Basically, the idea is that the surface of the candy is covered with microscopic pits and lots of more surface area than you can actually see. And each little pit, each little corner provides what's called a nucleation site, or a place where a carbon dioxide bubble can form and escape.
Look at a Mentos close up, and it's like the surface of the moon. And that might be the candy key. Drop one in cola, and every tiny crater provides a site where a CO2 molecule can change to gas. Because Mentos are so pitted, the theory is that millions of CO2 bubbles are formed in a very short space of time. And because the candy sinks and this rapid release of gas happens at the bottom of the cola, you get that famous fountain. To test this nucleation theory, they're going to start with a control: 1 regular Mint Mentos dropped in soda water. And sure enough, it gets the bubbly party started. Now, to do a comparison.
These two candies are made by the same manufacturer, and as far as I'm aware, even using the same process. But the colored version of this actually has a glazing over it. It's a wax coating or a sealer that inhibits the nucleation process that the other one achieves quite readily.
The shiniest surface should lower the nucleation sites, meaning less of an immediate eruption.
That's not doing anything more than the wall of the plastic bottle itself.
Sure enough, with the smooth Mentos, there ain't no whiz with the fizz, proving that nucleation is the prime mover on the active ingredient checklist. And with all the culprits exposed, the Mythbusters can say they finally cracked the case of the candy and cola cascade.
So you guys come up with anything? What causes a reaction?
Yep, we sure did. And we also busted everything that we've seen in the media, because not a single one of them came up with a complete explanation of what is going on with this soda.
They all had a piece of the puzzle. In fact, it turns out that it's a combination of most of the explanations we've read. The primary initiator of the reaction is nucleation, the candy helping bubbles to form in the soda. But it turns out that the ingredients that make up the candy match perfectly with the ingredients that make up the soda to create what's called a cascade effect, whereby the soda wants to let go of all of its CO2 instantaneously. And that's what makes the explosion happen.
But the fun ain't done yet. In an attempt to put the power of the cascade to work, Jamie and Adam build a cola concept rocket.
Here's to a successful launch.
You got it.
I'm
I'm gonna try one of these.
Adam and Jamie have been conjuring up some Diet Coke and Mentos magic.
3, 2, 1. Wow.
They've carefully worked out exactly why these two products go ballistic. But now they want to launch onto a whole new level.
You know, based on everything I'm seeing with what we've done so far, I think we could take this a step further and try and make a rocket out of this reaction.
Rockets are always fun. Let's do it.
Here goes, big boom, Civil War rocket.
Rockets and Mythbusters go together like pizza and pepperoni.
Ignition.
The Confederate rocket was a blast. And the salami missile was a sizzler. But now their challenge is to convert an upward fountain into downward thrust. With a rocket to build and nothing but Diet Coke, Mentos, and a bunch of plumbing parts, the boys are in their element.
So we've designed this rocket to take full advantage of this cascading effect. All of this energy being transmitted out of these bottles and straight down is what we're looking for with a very simple, lightweight device.
Dead simple. And as Jamie will demonstrate for us, the PVC tubing redirects the cola cascade from 4 bottles down through a central pipe.
It all comes out there.
But the clever part is a set of magnets holding the Mentos in the pipes until Adam and Jamie are ready for launch. And before you can say National Aeronautics and Space Administration, it's T-minus 5 seconds.
Here's to a successful launch.
You got it.
And 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
That's not enough for a rocket.
Unfortunately, there are leaks, and the cola cascade doesn't produce enough thrust to lift the weight of the piping and 4 bottles of cola. So it's back to the drawing board. And while Jamie goes to work lightening the load, Adam, for reasons known only to himself, puts a bottle of Coke on the lathe. No prizes for guessing what happens next.
Then that could happen, for instance.
I'm thinking he won't want to tell Jamie about this one. Cola probably isn't one of the recommended lubricants for a lathe.
Don't tell Jamie, okay? This is a secret between us.
Luckily for Adam, Jamie's been busy working on a nozzle for a sleeker 1-bottle rocket. And now he's ready for a test.
Okay, let's go for it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What are you smiling about?
It's another launch failure. But the Mythbusters aren't going to give up without a fight.
Okay, ready? Everybody set? 3, 2, 1.
With liftoff falling flat, again, it looks as if the Cola concept rocket has Adam and Jamie beaten. And desperation is setting in. They've been unable to overcome the fact that there's not enough thrust from the cola cascade to get the weight of the bottle and soda airborne. And Adam, for one, isn't taking defeat too well. It's time to change course before he completely loses the plot.
Rocket's a failure.
Let's go for height.
So the next chapter in this crazy cascade escapade is a height challenge.
Hate competitions.
Yeah, when you lose.
Adam's first with his attempted spurt into the record books. And to increase the pressure of the fountain's flow, he's making a nozzle.
Well, with a couple of extra minutes and a nice lathe and some aluminum, I did what any boy would make. What am I allowed to call it? A plasma sword? Except instead of a limited beam of pure plasma, it's soda. Yeah.
Not so much Yoda, but soda. Outside, and Adam is all set to use the force of the cola cascade to beat the world record of 18 feet.
3, 2, 1. Hey! Look at
23 feet. It's a home run to start. Next, Jamie steps up to the plate, reluctantly.
They keep trying to get me to compete, and I don't like it.
Like Adam, Jamie simply uses a nozzle to give his spout more clout.
The only problem I see with this thing is that I've got to get it on there really quickly or I'm going to get sprayed, along with everybody else around here. So that's the trick. I've got to kind of like have 3 hands to operate this thing. That was sort of a misfire. The tube didn't load it straight down.
Not a great start from the Berate one, but a reload later, our mustachioed friend is back.
Well, there you go. How high did that go?
23 feet. It's an honorable draw. But the adrenaline of the competition has clearly gone to Jamie's head. With a mouthful of Mentos and cola, it's not so much a gassy geyser as a gassy geezer. It's probably best that you don't try this at home.
Want to see me do it again?
Next, and the Mythbusters are going to join forces and get some real height on this puppy. And they must be confident because they extend the scale to 30 feet. This time they're using Adam's nozzle, and Jamie's gone savory in an attempt to ramp things up.
I have a couple of issues with using candy for this, and the first one is real simple. The candies might well clog the nozzle that we use because we may find that we have to choke down this outlet on the bottle to such a degree that it's smaller than the candies. The second thing is that I figure I can use salt because my understanding of the chemistry involved is that it will cause a better cascade. This release of CO2 is going to happen a lot more rapidly and vigorously with the salt. And not to mention that these nucleation sites that we keep talking about, you know, salt's just loaded with them. So I'm going to try salt, and we'll see whether it performs better than the candy.
So it's salt and Diet Coke. Will it beat the new 23-foot mark?
In 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh my God.
I actually could have held it. It blew it out of my hands for a second, so I think I can probably get another foot or two.
You hit 29 feet.
Well, I could probably make it to 30 if you want to have another go.
Another go? You betcha.
2, 1.
Oh! Dude!
They try various combinations of candies, salt, and the other enhancers they've unearthed over the course of their investigation. Before they get everything just right with nucleation site-rich rock salt.
All right, we're ready up here. Oh! Oh! Dude! That went a full 4 feet above the meter. 31, 34 feet, dude. That is not shabby.
34 feet. It's the new benchmark to beat.
Let's call it a day.
All right.
I think we've set a fine high water mark.
It's all with salt.